coming weekend. What will the weather do? We'll find out that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Lots of moisture for your garden.
And my hair.
And your hair. Well,
I just gave up.
You watered, and then
did.
but Mother Nature has provided the water for the garden for pretty much every day,
Yes.
including this morning. Hey, have you ever heard of refrigerator rights?
Probably, but we'll see how you describe it.
Refrigerator rights are a term that would help define or determine how closely you are with someone, in that, do you give them permission or they give you permission to nose around in your refrigerator? Like when someone comes to your home, do they have the right? Like, it's okay, they know it's okay that I rummage through the refrigerator. And
Okay.
that's usually, you can determine how close you are with someone if you allow them to do that, and it's okay.
Okay.
Why are you?
I don't know that I agree with that.
No?
Well, not in all cases. So for me, sure, there are places. Heather's, I would pilfer through hers, but there is no one else that my nanny, we did not, and she was one of my most favorite people in the world. It was not allowed. You did not open the fridge and pilfer. You just didn't.
So what would you do if someone came in and just went through our refrigerator?
I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't say anything,
Right.
but it would really catch me off
It would
guard.
bother you, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
because even now that Anna has moved out, she will ask, "Hey, Mom, is there anything in the fridge?" It's not like she's asking permission to open the door necessarily, but in a way, she is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just different,
It
but it's kind of funny.
is.
It's a weird
I
kind of
mean,
sensation.
yeah.
He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm okay. Would you freak out if I just walked in and opened up your refrigerator and looked in?
I'd more just be like, well, what are you doing? More, I'd be freaked out as to why you were inside my house, because I don't know that you ever.
Right. There's so many things there for Sam.
You invited me over to watch a ball game, and I just went to see. I needed a glass of tea.
I have a feeling that Sam and I operate on the same level in this regard.
No, I mean, usually if you're over at my house, it's like, help yourself. I mean, there's not like anything in there that's.
But you're going to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be like
exactly.
just
Help
knock
yourself.
yourself out. Knock yourself
Yes.
out. Yep.
All right. Refrigerator rights. Well, it's taken a couple of days to get this show in the books. We had 2 different types of technical difficulties 2 different days in a row, but limited us in severe amounts on the Wednesday and Thursday. But back at it. So it seemed like we haven't really been with you this week. And with the holiday on Monday, it certainly has been the case. So there's kind of a lot to catch up on today. We want to talk about the weather first. And we've already seen some heavy amounts of rain this morning move through pretty much before sunrise. But that's kind of moved off to the east. But we will have the opportunity for some scattered afternoon and evening storms over the next 12 hours. We're going to see some scattered storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, and then longer term, we're going to see a warm up next week. We'll get to probably the highest temperature of 2025 on Tuesday, when we will reach close to 87 degrees. So that will be, all of a sudden, that's going to feel hot, especially as mild as our climate has been in the recent weeks. So we will see showers and thunderstorms today, 90% chance of that, a high of 71. Tonight, partly cloudy, 59, scattered thunderstorms, and 78 for tomorrow. Your Sunday looks like a high of 79, and a lot of sunshine for your Sunday as well. And then, again, getting a little drier and a little warmer as we head into next week. The governor of Kentucky is considering, he's the only one that can gavel the legislature into a special session. There are a lot of times they would like to get into a special session, but the Constitution doesn't allow that. His concern is, because of the number of disasters that Kentucky has helped assist in since the budget was passed. Again, this was not a budget session in 2025, so the last time they had the budget opened up and working on it was in January, February, March of 2024, and a lot has happened since then. So they are just afraid that they're going to run out of money and not sure how to continue to help for these SAFE funds, state aid funding for emergencies. They've already awarded $118 million to Western Kentucky and $143 million to Eastern Kentucky to help those communities recover. So don't be surprised if our representatives and senators don't have to go traipsing off to Frankfurt to examine that before we get into their next session. Lots to catch up on since we were together last. Grayson County High School has a new leader, at least a new leader selected that will take over on July 1st. Shane Decker has been named the next Grayson County High School principal, who will be replacing Lacey Cox, who has taken a position with the Breckinridge County Schools. Mr. Decker will take over July 1st, and he has served as an assistant principal at GCHS for the last 4 years. His career spans about 15 years, 14 of those in our system. He's been a social studies teacher at the middle school, then he moved out to the high school. He's been involved in seemingly about everything, many sports programs. He's no stranger to the faculty, no stranger to the community. And I guess, Sam, the only thing I'm worried about is, are we losing our prom host?
I can't imagine. I mean, we talked after prom. Now, this was prior to him getting the job, obviously, but he had mentioned that, because I was mentioning a theme idea that I had, and then he immediately came up with what his suit would look like, and then even had a plan for Decker 2, his brother. So I think I don't know that if the theme is what we had discussed, then I don't know that he can pass on the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. He's good at it, for one, and knows the student body well enough and their guests that it'd just be very hard for someone like me, or even the students much better than I do because you see them much more frequently. But he knows them.
But that's a group of 30 to 40 students that I see.
That's right, but it's 30 more than I could identify in most cases. So, but he is perfect for the job. He has the skill set. But now sometimes, responsibilities are different when you've got different positions. So I hope he's still able to do that because he does a very good job. It is one of the things that when we learned that Miss Lacey Cox was moving to Breckinridge County for another role, I said that it was almost going to feel like a part-time job, probably compared to what she's been experiencing the last few years as the principal at the high school. And he is no stranger to being there a lot anyway. I won't say that he's not going to be there more, but he's already conditioned to putting in the hours and being involved. And so it's not going to be, I would presume from an investment standpoint, not going to be a huge transition for him. So best of luck to he and the rest of the administration. I don't know how that's shaping up exactly, but I suppose we will learn that. Another big announcement made a couple of days ago. Clarkson Police Chief Buck Meredith has made an announcement, not unanticipated entirely, but he has officially announced that he is running for sheriff of Grayson County next year in 2026. Current Sheriff Chaffins announced a few weeks ago that he would not seek a fourth term, and paved the way for anyone who was interested in seeking that office to begin their official campaigns. And Buck, as far as I know, is the first to do that. Not wholly unanticipated with the community, but obviously I think if you've been with the show very long, our affiliation and their family is considered part of our family, and how important Alea is to us and to them. And so he shared with me a few weeks ago, he just confirmed that this was something that he was going to seek. But, since he ran the last time, he's continued to get more experience and stay involved, et cetera. So again, you could sort of see this coming for quite some time. So he will seek the Republican nomination for sheriff, and going to do my very best to remain as neutral as possible in case there are other people that enter the race, but it will be hard to disassociate from the Meredith family, of course. Bell Brands has donated a $50,000 to ECTC to establish the Bell Brands USA Endowed Scholarship Fund. This gift is going to help Grayson County residents obtain training in industrial maintenance through ECTC, building a stronger, more highly skilled workforce in the region. You know, when Bell announced that they were leaving back late last year, it sent a big shockwave throughout the community. And they've done some things. You know, they downsized some immediate employees, but they still have Grayson Countyans that are working for them, at least for, I think, the next weeks and months. But as they are exiting the community, they're trying to do, I think, some things to try and help maybe soften this just a little bit, to see that people have a place to land. I know a lot of people have gone other directions, et cetera. So never a good situation, but at least it is something that will help some people. Cindy Carmen said, "We are grateful that Bell Brands USA established the Endowed Scholarship, which will ensure continued growth and deployment in our development in our region for years to come." What else to tell you about? Oh, a Hardin County business owner has been sentenced to federal prison and ordered to pay over $6 million in restitution for committing healthcare fraud. The U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Kentucky, Michael Bennett, said 54-year-old Pedro Reyes, formerly of Elizabethtown, was sentenced to 2 years and 9 months in prison for engaging in a conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud in connection with durable medical equipment business. He was also ordered to pay $6 million in restitution. I think that might take a day or two. The Grayson County Middle School track and field team closed the season at state last weekend, and we hadn't had an opportunity to bring you that information. Levi Masden was the highlight of the day as the state runner-up in the 800-meter dash with a time of 2:08:25. That mark broke a GCMS record that was previously held by recent graduate Houston Brooks. And if you can best him, then you're on your way to doing big things. Additionally, is that Keelan Hayes? Keelan, did I get his name right?
Her name.
Cleared her name. 7 feet in the pole vault to finish 7th overall in the state. The 4x400 meter relay team of Hayes, Reagan Coffey, Jesse Smith, and Jaden Nugent ran a time of 4:52:08. They had previously surpassed the program record earlier in the season. They were also represented at the state meet by Jaden Nugent, who ran 55:73 in the 300-meter hurdles. So those teams, and so they've been in competition this week in Lexington as well.
Tomorrow
is when it gets underway.
So that's the high school. I mean, the Edmondson was there yesterday. So like 1A was yesterday. I think 2A is today, but 3A, which is Grayson, is tomorrow. Okay. So Houston and Amelia, who is the older sister of Keelan, will be competing tomorrow, and the daughters of Matt Hayes.
Of course, you knew those. You knew they were destined to be track stars. We did get some results, and I didn't pull them, but I know Greg sent over a recap of the Cougar tennis activity in Lexington. Were you able to glean anything from that? I think most everybody's season ended while they were in earlier in the week.
Yeah. They had a good showing. You know, it's a young team, and a lot of it was just being really happy to get to the point that they were at there, and you know, getting to state, and then you're looking at future years taking that next step. I know that Ava Walker won her first round match and then lost to like the 5th overall seed in the second round. So that's nothing to hang your
game for that.
Yeah, nothing to hang your hat on that. And you know, the girls double team, they lost to the 4th seed. So in their first round. So there's a lot of, you know, you're going to be playing some really, really, really good competition. So nothing to hang your hat on that. But it's the 14th consecutive state tennis tournament with at least one representative from Grayson County in the field, and 32nd of the last 34. So I mean, Coach Vincent, she just has it rolling, doesn't she?
So I saw a photograph of her, by the way, shaking hands, I think, with one of her team members, and I don't know which one because I couldn't pick them out. But she looked about half the height of him, and I thought, is that Novak Djokovic that she's shaking hands with? Because we've got someone who's got considerable height.
I liked she was sharing some pictures on, you know, they have their social media channels and so on, and since they were in Lexington, they had like a team outing out before the next day, and they went to one of those places that has a bunch of video games and so on in Lexington, and there was a mini golf course in it, and there was clearly a very intense Cougar tennis mini golf tournament happening, and those are the things that I was like, we need to know more about who won that.
You know why those players are so competitive?
I'm sure she's very competitive, isn't she?
She is extremely competitive on the field, like within the lines in the sport of competition. So she sets the tone for their competitive spirit without a doubt. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. New month starts on Sunday. We'll tell you what to look forward to. And we've got Blackstone Cherry tickets for you to win before the show is over. Hang around here on In the Know.
This month, Owensboro Health says thank you to 5,000 amazing team members who make our health system a great place to work. Here is Ashley Harrington, CEO of Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center.
If I could speak to each one of our team members today, I would say to them simply, thank you. Thank you for what you do every day to make a difference in the lives of our patients and our community.
Thank you to every Owensboro Health team member for living out our mission to heal the sick and to improve the health of the communities we serve.
The mobile unit from Intensive Health brings trusted, high-quality addiction treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service. Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMeister for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info.
Midway Pharmacy might not have the best selection of fashion accessories, and that's because they're much more interested in your health and less interested in whether or not you're styling. At Midway Pharmacy, you're getting more than a pharmacy. You're getting a pharmacist who is committed to working with you on all things health-related. Rely upon the full team of pharmacists at Midway Pharmacy. Experience what matters the most when you visit any county-wide location of Midway Pharmacy.
Ugh, my storage is full. I have to delete some photos. Don't need these. Our Holiday World trip?
You can't delete those.
The one of Mom's hair after riding Thunderbird?
My hair? Remember Zach's blue ice cream face?
No, I'm keeping these forever.
At Holiday World and Splash and Safari, we can't free up your phone storage, but we do have free soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen. Time to make room for the good stuff. Visit holidayworld.com.
Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down. Ooh.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Put your phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
The mobile unit from Intensive Health brings trusted, high-quality addiction treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service.
Cool off this summer at Litchfield Aquatic Center, featuring 2 3-story slides, or grab a tube and take a trip down the lazy river. There's separate tot and toddler pools with lots of great water features like fountains and slides. Plus there's even a lap lane. LAC is great for groups or individuals, and pavilion and facility rentals are available. Get a group of friends or the whole family together and spend an entire day at the Litchfield Aquatic Center on East Carroll Gibson Boulevard in Litchfield.
Customer service platform Salesforce has acquired cloud-based data management company Informatica. Salesforce executives say the $8 billion equity deal gives the company more data infrastructure to help its AI agents run more safely and responsibly. General Manager Steve Fisher tells TechCrunch that data security has never been more critical. AI research and development company Anthropic is adding voice mode to its chatbot Claude. The company's website says it will arrive in English in the coming weeks, giving mobile users the ability to have complete spoken conversations with AI Claude. Anthropic posts that users can speak and hear responses when their hands are busy, but their minds are not. And NVIDIA is reporting better than expected earnings and revenue. The chip maker said on Wednesday that its data center business recorded 73% year-over-year growth. Demand for NVIDIA's AI chips has fueled growth in the company, which said it expected $45 billion in sales in the current quarter. NVIDIA shares rose more than 3% in extended trading. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Water a Flower Day. You watered a flower today?
I guess not.
A plant?
No, I packed a bag of potting soil.
Okay.
I mean, it did rain pretty good this morning, so I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
But it takes her about an hour to water inside the house.
Or even the back porch.
Well, I mean,
takes
I don't deny that. I mean, it would take quite a bit of time to water the jungle that we had at the studio.
She's usually got a jug of water in her hand, walking around just pouring a little water on everything.
It's kind of like, I know that, my mom always said that the way to tell when it's getting cold and when it's getting warm is by looking at the UPS man and wearing his short. Like, if he's wearing shorts, that means it's springtime. And if he's wearing pants, that means it's fall. The way that I knew is if I heard the cart coming up the path with her bringing all the plants into the studio. That was my way of knowing it's getting cold.
Change in season. It is World MS Day, about Multiple Sclerosis International Federation's annual campaign to raise awareness. It is Hole in My Bucket Day, dear Liza. Tomorrow is Smile Day. Tomorrow, Save Your Hearing, Speak in Complete Sentences. Sunday, Say Something Nice, Go Barefoot, and Oscar the Grouch Day. That's what you're doing this weekend. Sunday is a new month. So there are some things in June that you can look forward to, like something very important, raising the awareness of the accordion. I think the accordion gets overlooked so many times, and it's going to be important to shove it to the forefront.
Does Alea have one?
Focus. I don't believe she does.
Sounds like something that maybe you could run around the house playing that, right? All hours of the night?
She could play all those Weird Al Yankovic songs that everyone loves
or
so much.
Taylor Swift?
It's Candy Month, Cucumber Month, Dairy Month, Fresh Fruit and Vegetables, Iced Tea Month. We've got an iced tea problem in the refrigerator, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's I can't figure it out. There's something, but I don't know how much more time I'm going to spend.
Today I noticed that the tea dispenser was turned up on its end because it doesn't want to play nice on leaking.
No, it does not, and it's getting on my nerves.
Next week is Fishing Week. Next week is Flag Week. It's the week that Flag Day falls on, which will be, I guess that's actually the second week because it's not until the 14th. Sunday, Dare Day. Monday, Rocky Road. Egg Day on the 3rd. Wednesday is Old Maid's Day. June 6th is D-Day. June 7th, chocolate ice cream. Donald Duck Day on June 9. Remember that one of those recent trips that we took, I think it was just you and I and Alea, and we went to Disney World, and our driver insisted on talking like Donald Duck the entire time.
Yes.
And she loved it, and I hated it.
Yes.
And I know you hated it.
I had my I had something either on my ears or in my ears. No, I did, for real.
I even think Alea got tired of it. National Corn on the Cob Day, National Peanut Butter Cookie Day, Friday the 13th. Reminder, anytime the first of the month falls on a Sunday, you're going to have a Friday the 13th in that month. The 14th is Flag Day, the 15th, Father's Day. Cannoli on the 16th, eat your vegetables on the 17th. Finally, summer on June 20. The Hollerin' Contest is always the third Saturday in June. That's the 21st. 26th is Forgiveness Day. The 29th is Hug Day. And the 30th is Social Media Day. So those are all the things that you could celebrate in the month of June.
Don't we celebrate Social Media Day pretty much every day?
If you're so inclined. Well, it certainly is at the forefront of many things. Lots of good things, lots of bad things, etc. You might recall an episode of Friends when Joey decided he was going to wear all of his clothing. He was, what, was he going on a trip?
He was not wearing all of his clothing.
He's wearing all of Chandler's clothing.
He was wearing all of Chandler's clothing. There's a story behind it.
But he was trying to avoid using a suitcase?
No.
No, he wasn't trying to do that?
No.
Well, it made me think of that because now that Southwest Airlines is changing course, they will begin charging for baggage in 2026, if not sooner. And some airlines now are charging for carry-ons. If you want to bring one on there as a way of making money. So some people have decided that they're going to use a hack. You know the travel pillows? People are taking the stuffing, the insert out of the pillow and putting things they want to travel with inside the pillowcase. And as a way to work around a
I could teach a
check bag.
class on workarounds and things for this if
Yes.
I needed to.
Well, it makes you wonder how long before the airlines then will start charging. You know, it's just free. They let you bring a neck pillow, and I don't know what the rules are on how big can I take my pillow on with me. Like people are taking pillowcases.
I'm a pro bagger, pro packer. I mean, if there is, I can Tetris anything in the dishwasher. Like I can make it happen.
You excel in the density department.
I do.
You can take a normal-looking suitcase.
Yes, and it will weigh
And you can say,
500 pounds.
why does it's deceiving? It weighs twice what it appears that it should. And that's because of density. Over in Europe, some of the airlines have now switching to standing-only seats on airplanes. The Skyrider 2.0 standing seat explains the future of low-cost air travel. It is a seat, but you're at about a 45-degree angle, they call it. And your legs are kind of dangling in front of you. So they liken it to almost like a workout, or I guess on a short flight, this would probably be okay. But they can really squeeze people in like this when you take the ability to sit in a posture with your knees in front of you. When they reduce that, they can really start scale. It looks like one of those hanging roller coasters where you get in.
I could do that.
For how long?
I mean, I could do it a couple hours.
That wouldn't be too bad.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not a chair recliner to begin with. So I have good posture.
Rumors suggest you could grab a one-way ticket on one of these for as little as €1 to €5. That's pretty cheap. I think they're probably trying to lure people into doing it to get accustomed to it. They're not always going to charge
and I'm
€5.
a small person, so like it looks limited between where you're kind of the in between. So my only problem with this would be all of the things that I need, but I think we've solved that with the neck pillow.
I think you probably have.
I don't know that I want to spend $1 on a flight.
That say something about the quality of the experience?
Yeah, like...
Well, for whatever it's worth, it would mean more than $1. It would be €1.
Which,
so that's
what,
$1.50?
$1.50?
It seemed like that's about the right
Somebody
conversion.
do that math.
Yeah, I think, what, €1 is how much dollar?
It's still concerning to pay only $1.50 for a flight. But again, I think it could be an introducer to get.
It's $1.13. $1.13.
That's not bad.
I'd do it.
That's basically a little bit like the sales tax on $1. just a little more.
Yeah,
than
you
that.
can't even get a soft drink at the store for that much.
No, you cannot. I checked. I got a drink. I think I got a Sprite Zero. It was a little bit larger than the 20 ounce. You know, it was maybe like 24 or something like that. And when I rang it up, I thought, goodness gracious, this is ridiculous. I did notice yesterday. So I was on the campus of Grayson County High School on Tuesday, and things were pretty quiet. But you could see things were moving around. You know, people were taking things out of their classrooms, and they were getting, you know, the seasonal change. So I guess that was closing day, or maybe yesterday was closing day. I saw half of the Carol of the Bells yesterday talking about, it was her birthday, Ashley Bell's birthday, and she was talking about it being closing day, etc. So it's the official handing of the torch back to the parents for the season, where the teachers go, you're it for a couple of months, and then we'll see you when we get into the late summer, because that's when schools begin in our neck of the woods. And there are times when I'm sure that parents have beef with some teachers on how they do things.
And I can guarantee teachers have plenty of beef with parents.
That's right. And it goes both ways. And so here are 11 phrases, now that we have teachers in the audience for the first time in months. 11 phrases that parents say that instantly annoy every good teacher. So if you want to be a good parent, maybe this is an opportunity to remove these from your approach. My child is special.
Of course they are.
Probably don't want to lead with that. The last teacher did things differently. They're prone to doing that. I don't know if you know or not, but they typically do. They don't roll off the line at the factory all the same.
Yeah, right.
My child never misbehaves.
They're just lying to themselves then.
Yeah.
I mean, even really good kids aren't perfect.
I don't agree with how you are doing this. Listen, it is okay as a parent to have feelings, but unless you want to do the job, right? If you want to do the job, then go do it if you want it done.
I think there's a different way to say that.
I think there's a way to say that my child is struggling with the format of how this is being done.
Yes.
And maybe we can work on some solutions to that, but on how you are doing it. And I'm not saying that teachers don't change up the way that they do things, because clearly there are innovations or there are breakthroughs or there's research or there's what have you, and maybe they might change their approach. But unless they're a brand new teacher, they've got some history to draw upon. Right? And they've done peer tutoring and all that stuff too. My child is so smart. You must not have taught it correctly.
Oh, my.
My child was telling the truth. You need to change that grade. My child can't sit next to them. You're not disciplining correctly. And here's the best one, perhaps.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, goodness.
My child shouldn't have to follow that rule. Like that rule is for all the other children, but not for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, all the teachers around the campfire this morning have never heard any of those.
No,
from any
I'm sure
parents
not.
they've had to deal with in our local area. Here are 11 phrases that Gen Z will never use on their own children that have probably been used on them. I would say never say never, because parenting challenges present, well.
So I guess
sometimes you have to
am
eat
I
crow.
supposed to answer whether I would use these on my future children?
I suppose you can say.
Yes.
Number one, because I said so.
See, I feel like that's probably going to come out at some point.
But sometimes it's just true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've used and maybe not those exact words, but the similar vein for our crew. Like, well, because I'm the boss.
Because someone has to make a decision, and I'm making it. And that's what we're doing. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about.
I don't know. I wouldn't. No.
I saw a reel the other day. It was geared at Gen Xers, And it was two Gen Xers sitting there listening to all the phrases that our parents said to us, and they were just like nodding their heads like that was one of them. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. You should be grateful. You'll understand when you're older. You're too sensitive. You don't have it hard. Stop acting out. Don't talk back to me. Finish your food. There was that time where we made, like, you can't get up until you finished all your dinner.
I'm pretty sure I just said this, and I don't know where or to whom. I'm not sure, but Anna outsmarted me. Well, she outlasted me.
That's right.
How's
You were
that?
sharing this. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So she sat there. She didn't cry. She didn't grumble. She didn't whatever. She laid her head down. She went to sleep. I mean, but Sam, can't you see that out of her? She'd be like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yep, fine. See who wins this battle.
Exactly. I'll just sit here.
There are people who have it worse than you. I think they know that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that one. I'm sorry.
I learned a couple of days ago. That's right. I think gratitude should be learned at a very early age because it follows its way through life.
Mm-hmm.
So the sooner you learn to be grateful for what you have and an understanding that not everyone has that opportunity or that blessing, that's a lesson but using it to rub, it can be used in the wrong way, I guess is my point.
That's true. You could.
The vast majority of McDonald's locations will stay open until 12 a.m. or later starting this summer. So that's good news for French fry lovers and Big Mac lovers, etc. It reminded me when I read this headline, I saw it was a female comedian. It was a reel or a blurb, or someone was sampling it and pantomiming it or whatever. And I had never heard this line before, but I thought, wow, that is a good line. He says, I told my teenage son that the only thing open after midnight is legs, jail, and the ER. So come on home. And now McDonald's. That's what I said. I told my teenage son the only thing open after midnight was legs, jail, and the ER. Come on home. We got to get to a break. Today's water cooler question. Blackstone Cherry tickets are up for grabs. Coming up here on In the Know.
Cool off this summer at Litchfield Aquatic Center, featuring 2 3-story slides, or grab a tube and take a trip down the lazy river. There's separate tot and toddler pools with lots of great water features like fountains and slides. Plus there's even a lap lane. LAC is great for groups or individuals, and pavilion and facility rentals are available. Get a group of friends or the whole family together and spend an entire day at the Litchfield Aquatic Center on East Carroll Gibson Boulevard in Litchfield.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 30 to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works. Call 1-800-206-6755. 1-800-206-6755. 1-800-206-6755. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services, Inc., 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 1492, Oregon DM 80092. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action, not a loan company.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. Scattered showers and thunderstorms remain in the forecast for this afternoon before we gradually start to dry out heading into the evening hours. Highs today in the upper 60s and the low 70s. Now once we get into tomorrow, mainly talking about mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies and keeping an eye on an isolated shower chance for the second half of the day. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Don't miss the hottest songs in the country, American Top 40 this weekend. Maroon 5 shakes things up with their brand new single, and we might have a new #1 song. It all goes down this weekend on AT40.
Did you know potato chips are flammable and make good kindling, especially those with the powdered seasoning?
That makes sense.
If you need to start a fire, have a bag of potato chips and a flame.
Sorry.
Why?
No, it's great. I love it.
Got the oil on it?
You must have known that.
No, it's not that. I had this mental image that just went through that involves a burn pile and bags of chips. And yeah. It was a good one.
All right. Well, it's a good way to get the fire going instead of using all the cardboard that we use. Here's today's water cooler question. It's your chance to win. Blackstone Cherry going to be at Logston Valley Park tomorrow, being presented by Grayson County Tourism. And I have 2 tickets for you. They are worth either $60 or $80, however you look at it, because tickets in advance are $30 each. They're at the gate. They're $40 tomorrow. So you can have them, though, complimentary. You want to go to the show tomorrow. I think gates open at 5, and the show begins at 6. Here's the water cooler question for today. Where did it go? Just over 8 in 10 people say eating this makes them happy. Just over 8 in 10 people say that eating this makes them happy.
No, there's so many options.
Would I have said this a couple weeks ago?
You might have said this week.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have said this a couple weeks ago.
Right, probably not.
Okay,
Probably
I
not.
know
So
what
just
it is.
over 8 in 10 people say eating this makes them happy. Text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000, and one person's going to be lucky enough to get the Blackstone Cherry tickets in concert tomorrow in Litchfield. The weekend movie premieres. Bring Her Back is an R-rated horror mystery that's opening this weekend. It stars Sally Hawkins and Billy Barat. The tomato meter is 89%. I don't know what that means, but
That's the Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, sure, but I don't know if 89% is good or bad.
Well, yeah, 89% out of 100. That's pretty good.
So that's a B.
Yeah, I think that's their scale's a little bit there. I mean, that's a pretty solid movie for 89%.
All right. Well, not so good at 61% then. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are bringing out Karate Kid Legends.
I can't see that.
But so I mean, I guess for this you got to think this is 3 out of 5 stars, which really, like, if you're talking on the star chain, that's not too bad.
Daniel San. Mr. Miyagi. Jackie Chan playing Mr. Miyagi, I presume, because Pat Morita went on in. And the Phoenician Scheme. It is better than Karate Kid. It's 75% on the tomato meter. The Phoenician Scheme is a PG-13 comedy, action, and limited. Benicio del Toro and Tom Hanks. The Phoenician Scheme. Okay.
I think
guess
Stitch will
that'll
win
be
again.
Yeah, I'd say that it will. I was really excited yesterday when I learned that the original cast of Hamilton, to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, the original cast, like the best cast, is going to perform. I think they're doing a medley at the Tonys on Sunday, June 8th. So a week from this Sunday, the Tonys will be on. I typically will get maybe just a little bit of that. Sometimes I like to see the opening because it's probably a summary of many of the nominees. But I mean, it is a who's who. You know, Lin-Manuel Miranda obviously plays Hamilton, but Jonathan Groff playing King George is good. I mean, he is a show stealer. Christopher Jackson is really good. Leslie Odom Jr. is good. Ty Diggs is good. I mean, it's going to be really, really. Of course, you can see this original cast. The version that's on Disney Plus is one of the versions that they did with this cast, and so it's nice to have it preserved. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence have something in common. They're in-laws now, instead of just being bad boys for life. Eddie's son and Martin's daughter got married, Eric and Jasmine, so they are hitched.
Interesting.
Were you excited to learn? I presume the news has reached you. The Chrisleys got pardoned and released.
No, it had not. No, I did not
President
know that.
Trump pardoned the Chrisleys.
I love it.
And said when he posted on Truth or X or whatever, he said Trump knows best.
I agree. I mean, wholeheartedly. That was, yes.
They interviewed the Sun this morning on Entertainment Tonight.
Listen, I love them all.
And asked if they'll make a return to, and he said, well, that's a question we'll have to find the answer to and see.
How do you watch that? I watched like 5 minutes of it one time, and I wanted to strangle them all.
Do you like
No.
Craps Creek?
I've never really watched it.
Did you like The Ranch?
Never seen it.
Okay, so if you've not seen either of those, then you and I don't gravitate toward the same type of comedy, I don't think.
Okay, I guess it's just I don't do the reality TV stuff though either.
It was I watched it a little bit. He's just eccentric enough that
Listen, mammal.
It's like you're just riding on the edge of something, and I go, it's just borderline. It's hard to look away, and
He gets me down.
He's pretty eccentric without a doubt. But anyway, pardoned and turned loose. She was being housed in Lexington, so she was in Kentucky at least until recently. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, figure out the water cooler question winner. We'll have Chart Toppers, Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Moms play a pivotal role in helping their daughters develop their identity and grow into young women of character. But that process takes a mom's time and presence, both of which can be really hard to come by. And that's because whether mom works in or out of the home, she's usually busy. So moms, here are a couple of tips that will help you stay engaged with your daughter no matter how long your to-do list might be. First, try to spend time with your daughter on a regular basis, even for just 10 or 15 minutes a day if that's all you have. Play a board game together, go for a walk in the neighborhood, and talk about her day, not yours. If she's little, she may want to have some fun with you. This is a time to put your cell phone away and anything else that might distract you. For those few minutes, do something with her that she enjoys and make her the only focus. Secondly, don't let your busy schedule allow you to forget that right now is the most important time you have with your daughter. She'll grow up fast, so savor these moments. Someday, she'll leave your home and be on the next part of her life. When that moment comes, you won't be saying, I wish I would have spent more time on Facebook or at work or keeping the house perfect. Take a few small steps like that, and I think you'll see the difference it'll make in your life and your daughter's too. To help your relationship with your daughter thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Midway Pharmacy doesn't have the largest selection of perfume, and that's likely because they spend more time making sure you're healthy and less time making sure you smell pretty. At Midway Pharmacy, you're getting more than a pharmacy. You're getting a pharmacist who's committed to working with you on all things health-related. Because your health matters. Experience what matters the most when you visit any county-wide location of Midway Pharmacy.
This month, Owensboro Health says thank you to 5,000 amazing team members who make our health system a great place to work. Here is Ashley Harrington, CEO of Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center.
If I could speak to each one of our team members today, I would say to them simply, thank you. Thank you for what you do every day to make a difference in the lives of our patients and our community.
Thank you to every Owensboro Health team member for living out our mission to heal the sick and to improve the health of the communities we serve.
MD's Point to Ponder for today. You've got a 30-second phone call to any part in history. Who and where are you calling? You got a 30-second phone call to any point in history. Who and where are you calling?
Can I send a text instead?
Nope, you got to call.
To any point in history. Probably, I'm going to go with October of 2001.
October 2001. Okay. All right. Gotcha. My brain got so locked up over this because I immediately started trying to think of Back to the Future when the photographs start changing because Marty's meddling in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, if it's a phone call, like if you're right, Sam, if you can just send a text, you're limited on your impact or your influence. But even that text could alter the course of history in a way that, so I don't know. I was kind of playing with fire there. I thought, I don't know. I was having a hard time. So.
And see, and even the phone, like, what do you, I don't know what I would want to do. Like,
I do.
But I mean, like you could call Pearl Harbor December 6, 1941.
I want to change mine.
Okay.
I want to change mine to, I don't know, the 1st of June, 2020.
1st of June, 2020.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. I know that one too. The water cooler question was, just over 8 in 10 people say eating this makes them happy. Your guess was?
Ice cream.
That's what I put too.
Watermelon.
Oh.
Watermelon was
I
the
would
correct
always say
answer.
that.
And in the
No,
time of
no.
expedience, 9817 is the winner. 9817 is the winner. Congratulations to you. You're going to see
Really?
Blackstone Cherry tomorrow.
That's the answer?
Yeah, watermelon.
Oh,
On
well, you
TVs and
could have given me the next week, and I don't think I'd have come up with watermelon.
2020 is on ABC tonight. An Evening with Elton John and Brandy Carlisle. CBS is rerunning that tonight. Sam will be watching on the WE network the season 7 premiere of Mama June from Not to Hot.
No, you got to watch the tops this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Then you'll be watching Oklahoma at Minnesota.
My other shirt.
NHL playoffs tomorrow.
No, I won't be watching Oklahoma at Minnesota. I can tell you that because it's over. Oklahoma already
yeah,
advanced.
That's Sunday, Duck Dynasty, The Revival, the series premiere on A&E, finally. Of course, Phil passed last week or over the weekend or sometime in the last few days, and now their revival of their show coming out. I would imagine, he's been in bad shape for a while. I would imagine he has very little role in this revival, if any at all. Today's highlight in history. Gosh, we got it running behind. Today's highlight in history, this date, according to the Associated Press, President Trump becoming the first former American president to be convicted of felony crimes in New York is the highlight in history in 2024. I'd be curious to know what they listed as the previous highlight in history before 2024. In Winona Judd is 61 today. Idina Menzel is 54. CeeLo Green is 50 today. Gone but not forgotten. Peter the Great in 1672. Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, did Bugs Bunny, Tweety, Daffy, Yosemite Sam, you name them. 1909, Benny Goodman. Johnny Gimble was born this date in 1926. He's famous for Sally Gooden, and you don't go to a fiddle competition or a fiddle gathering without hearing Sally Gooden. He's the reason that, one of the reasons that it's famous. Chart toppers for today. Let's see if we can get back to Bobby Freeman. In 1958 was number one with Do You Want to Dance? You've seen American Graffiti. You may recall this was on the soundtrack in the movie. Thank you, Bobby. Let's go to the 1960s. The Happenings, number one with I Got Rhythm, number one in 67. I think you know that song. Let's go to the 1970s. In 76, Silver Connection was number one with Get Up and Boogie. Sparkly suits and 70s hairdos. The 1980s.
So, did I tell you I got my hands on a copy of Starsky and Hutch?
You did not.
I did.
On DVD?
So I think I'm going to head upstairs at some point.
Watch it on the big screen.
Yeah, you can't get it on anything that we pay for, so.
That's true. Axel F., Harold Faltermeyer from the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack, number one in 84. Actually, it came out in 84. It's still number one this date in 85. That's how long it was hanging around. All right, let's move forward to the 1990s. One of the breakouts for Tim McGraw was Don't Take the Girl.
Oh, my goodness.
After Indian Outlaw, this one kind of was the thing that got him over. It's a good story song.
It is.
You come full circle. Oh, sorry, I ended a little bit. Christina Aguilera, number one with Fighter, 22 years ago today. Wild Ones from Flow Ride. I'll give you a little bit of sample of that. It's number one in 2012. And Wild Ones. And then, I can't pass on the opportunity. Dua Lipa is number one 4 years ago today. Sam, you were asking me about post-graduation soundtrack the other day.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
This one didn't make mine.
I bet it didn't. And I got some complaints over it, too. So make a note of that for the future.
Well, I personally, I think I did a nice balance between some happiness and then, you got to close. It's graduation. You got to close with Green Day, right?
I don't know if you have to, but
yes, okay. I mean, and then also, get everybody in their feelings and tell them to get on out so that we can actually break down.
Yeah, go to the after party because this is wrapping up. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, the point is not to pay back kindness, but to pass it on. The point is not to pay back kindness, but to pass it on. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG, Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best